till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back in here to Pregaming on the Sports Money Network. I'm your boy, Mikey Money. Going to bring you guys through the evening sports slate. See if we can make it great for the bankrolls here on this second day of play-ins. Wednesday, March Madness is right around the corner. We got a super late night game tonight before we settle in. A full Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of action for you guys in the realm of sports betting. College hoops, the UFC, NBA, NHL, MLB, they're all underway. So it's going to be a lot of fun here. Hopefully you guys made some cash last night. Kind of back and forth, as far as the sides are concerned, but we grinded out. We gained another 5.5 units yesterday. So, look, I wish I could make it up. I mean, we had 7.7 units on Monday. Tuesday, we rolled in for 5.2 units. So that's 12.4 units in 2 days. If you only followed these pregame and sports plays, it's no longer better to be early. It's late is great. When it comes to compiling information, you got to think about it, right? Back in the day when USA Today's came out on, Monday with the lines for the following week. The newspaper's not changing the lines. There's not a telephone system that's in place to, make sure that they recognize that the Bellagio took a big handle on New Orleans Saints, right? Las Vegas Raiders. So, yeah, get those lines in there, because by the time they do catch the update later in the week, 3-4 days later, the number could have moved a little bit. And sure, NFL once a week type of proposition, but boy, now with technology, first of all, if you're not embracing technology, you're getting left behind, right? That's just the end of the day, end all be all. Second, you got player personnel factors that are now more prevalent than ever with the shenanigans and trickery that goes into load management, injuries, the injury reports. You got the influence of the sports books and social media on top of that. So you've got to leverage these tools. It's not a race to be first. It's a race to be the best. And that's what we're doing here with you guys on a regular basis. So laugh at them guys that are putting those lines out overnight. They might catch an earlier number. Sure. But last I checked, CLV doesn't move the bankroll. CLV is something that was a wedge is what CLV was. A wedge was that, remember I told you guys the story about the X on the carpet a long time ago? It's power messaging. And so you're creating a wedge by discussing CLV, because it's like, look, these guys are giving you the same play with a 2-point worse line than I got. So they're trying to create that I'm better because I was first and I got a better number. Well, time's shown it doesn't correlate to winning more tickets. Congratulations. You were the first one to put out a losing bet. Now go celebrate your CLV. We're going to stumble, bumble, and fumble our way to a plus 12.4 unit week because 5 p.m. time slot. Look, since we've changed to the 5 p.m. time slot, we have had winning week. We are running and gunning. So that's the story. And I'm sticking to it. We had couldn't have been any more dialed in. And it saved the day, frankly, on the Braden Shen call. I gave you the free premium play, the New York Islanders. I told you I like the under 6.5. That was the play for the pre-gaming show. That's a double doser. That's 2 units. Then we isolated Braden Shen. I'm sorry, 6 was the number. Under 6. I was looking at the Columbus game. Under 6, 2 units. Then we looked at Braden Shen. I said, you know what? Excuse me. They brought this donkey in for something. They saw something in this guy. He's yet to find the back of the net. So let's take him to get a point. at plus 130. We put a full unit on that. Then I said, let's split it up. Let's get a half a unit on him to score a goal at plus 360. And he's getting top power play spot. So let's put him on a half a unit at plus 475 to score a goal. And then I even said our best case scenario will be he goes out there and scores a power play goal. Now, I wish I had said he was going to do it in the first minute of the game, because that would have been the only thing that could have made it any better. But it all cashed. Every single last component to it. The player props, the new tools that we have out there have been on fire since we've released them. And look, Braden Shen himself, 3.2, 4.5 units in the Braden Shen business out there. I told you guys, we aren't messing around. This is the best goddamn sports betting show on the planet. And it's because we have a 3-prong approach. The tip of our spear has 3 points to it. 1, we leverage tools. Look to be the best, get the best. Help us automate and integrate to create greater internal efficiency. 2, we use technology. We brought in new things like the prop tools and the Sharp Perspective betting report to give us another weather vane and seeing which direction that wind is blowing. And 3 is experience. Nothing against the Twitter cappers. Appreciate everybody of all ages and sorts. But the difference is we're not seeing things for the first time. We've seen, the player's birthday and he should go score a goal and not come through 52 times in a row. I mean, that's where it doesn't matter anymore, right? We saw Seattle. We know Seattle's an under-dominant machine, and they cashed. So maybe a little victory lap. Now, Cade Cunningham bet got voided on all the books. I had him on 3 books. They all credited him back out there. Sebastian Aho, did not score a goal. So, took a little bit of a bump there, I guess. The Milwaukee Bucks and Cleveland Cavaliers, no bueno on the under, as did the Davidson and Oak State, no bueno on the under. NC State, Texas, no bueno on the over. Tough day, tough sledding to kick things off. But we did cash the under with ease, 236.5 in the 76ers Denver game. We did not cash the under 6 in Seattle. I'm sorry, Vancouver. We did not cash the Seattle spot, but we finished off with some winners. There's our Seattle under, easy under, man, 119 points on a 146. And they dummied it up for us. Are you kidding me? And then we finished it off. I told you guys, wrong team was favored in that UNLV side. I know it was only 2.5 points, but when you broke it down and you just looked at the simplicity of the cap there and saying, these guys were expecting to be playing in the dance. They're playing a team that's used to playing in the rock and the pit. Ain't shit. That's how we cash. That's how we have a big day out there. So, it's all about managing the bankroll, managing the process. We'll have some days where we're up a half a unit, some days where we're down a half unit, but we're going to have days where we strike. And I think this 5 o'clock time slot has really helped position us for success. So I hope you guys feel the same way. Thank you guys all for checking in today on the Sports Money Network here at Pregaming. If you buy into what I'm saying, man, make sure you tag us, follow along, put your notifications on so you don't miss anything that we drop when we drop it out there. The funny part is just surround ourselves with good cappers, winners. You guys in the community are the best damn cappers in the business, and I'll stand by it. Other channels look out there and they say, oh, well, let's see what the community's on. Let's do a poll with our community and let's see where they're at, because then we'll just fade them because they're the public. No, man. They don't want you guys to get better. We've talked about that. They've had battles before saying, don't show them all the ways to win, because then they don't need you anymore. Fuck that, man. The more we all work together, that truly is us versus the bookies. It's called an abundance mentality. And that's it. Surround yourself with sharp, strategic thinkers, and you will in turn benefit from the whole. So welcome in again. Appreciate you guys. If you're catching us on the replay, make sure you smash the thumbs up button. Put the notifications on. That was ultimately one of the big reasons why we moved the show to 5 p.m. Didn't matter as much on the injury report, but wanted to be able to make sure that this information that we share here got out to more individuals, more can see us, even if it is that replay. We added the timestamps. You kidding me? Now you can zoom right in to the spot you want to hear the analysis or the trend or the cash flow splits and see how it's moved maybe throughout the evening, because we'll talk about the 5 p.m. numbers, but maybe the game doesn't start till 9 p.m. and you want to see what those cash flow numbers have done in that 4-hour interim. All good information to make a wise betting decision. So let's get to work. You guys know the deal. Smash that thumbs up button if you haven't done so already on whether the replay, the live show. Comments are super important, but the most important thing you can do, guys, is smash that thumbs up button. And I'll say, I've added more qualitative information here. We've added the player props. We've added the sharp respected betting information, but we've lost likes. Make it make sense. When I put the thumbs up in after the show and I see there's been 13 likes, it's kind of a little disrespectful. So, if you're one of those guys out there that's just consuming the information, it only takes you a second to hit the like button. I go to work so you guys don't have to. I put all the time and effort in here. I get these tools and technology in place to help us identify those spots that we want to fire our spear at. All I need you to do is fire that thumbs up button. So if you haven't done so already, take a crack at it. Give us a little support and help us grow this channel. And then there's the rest of you guys that do such a great job supporting, commenting, reposting, tweeting. I love all of that. Showing us the tickets that you guys are cashing on, hooting and hollering when we catch our wins. That's how this should be, right? This should be a lot of fun. Not a battle. We're battling the bookies. We're not battling each other. We're going to continue to weed that nonsense out and create positive vibes up in here. So I'm excited, though. I got 2 player props for you guys tonight. I think are going to be a good looking spot. One in the NBA, one in the NHL. What's interesting is the NBA. It seems like it should be easier to cash some player props. I guess maybe I'm just getting a little too cute. Maybe I got to go simplify the equation when it comes to the NBA. Because we're killing it in the NHL. 180s, 190s. Today's plus 210. All the spots that we want to be involved in. So, what do we got? What do you guys want to talk about? Want to talk about some sports tonight? Is that what we're going to do? I got a busy night ahead too. So getting ready for the big dance tomorrow. I do have to check something. I do have to look at something here. Let's go in. I got to take a look at this Champions League. I was out until just recently here, literally 30 minutes or so before the show popped in. I was able to get back home. So I did not get to see. These are live instant reactions. All right. I did take Barcelona live, but they probably were tied, would be my guess. No. Jesus, Barcelona. Ripping them up, man. Yamal goes out there. Lewandowski fires off a few. Rafinha, man, 7-2. Woo. All right. That's a nice live bet cash. Bayern. I got Bayern Munich. I got both teams to score in there as well. So if you're looking for a live play, let's get it. This has been working for us here. What did we have yesterday for live plays? We did not get the USA. I can't remember what we gave out live, but anyhow, I like both teams to score. Atalanta. Let's see what that price tag looks like in the Bayern game. Let's see. Little live betting action for you guys here. I looked at this one pre-flop and thought that was the right spot. Plus 155. I'll take a shot with that now. A little plus 155 action. You got the second half in front of us here. Barron's kicked the piss out of these boys. In the aggregate, it is now 9-1. So not much left for Atlanta to play for, but there's no reason for the Barron side of things to park the bus. Okay. Give out Tottenham somewhere along the way today. Man, I'll tell you, I said it yesterday, probably one of the easier sports to get. And you know what? Before I go on that digestion there, I don't want to say easy. Nothing's easy. Let's look at the under in this Liverpool game. Where we got total goals at here? Under 4.5 in Liverpool. Galatasaray? I don't know. One of them Turkish teams. Under 4.5. There's 2. Under 4.5. And both teams to score in the Bayern game. See if we can get through there. Let's see if we can crack some skulls and keep it moving in the right direction. So appreciate it, you guys. That's going to be a little live action. Jerry Davis, appreciate you, my dude. That was some fine ass action on that power play prop, wasn't it, dude? That was. I was texting MMA Jeff after. I was like, that's the way we drew it up. I didn't know he was going to score in the first minute. So let's go, you guys. We're going to cover some NHL. Sorry, I don't have an additional slides here because I was running today, but some family stuff came up, but that's okay. I've got 3 NHL games, Penguins and Hurricanes, Devils and Rangers, Stars and Avs. Of course, we're going to talk the big Stars and Avs game. It's the rematch spot out there. We'll go to Prairie View, an early NBA game or college basketball game here against Lehigh for a little play-in action. Talk some Navy, Wake Forest, NIT, Sammy, Houston, New Mexico, NIT. And then Miami O and SMU. Of course, that's a big game too, man. Those play-in games tonight look like a lot of fun. So True TV will be where I'm spending some of my time this evening. We'll get some player props. I told you I got an NBA and an NHL spot. I've got the Blazers and Pacers 14-0 trend for you guys to consider. I've got the Jazz and Wolves play for you. We'll go through the sharp respected betting report. How'd them Sharps do last night, you might ask? Well, let's take a peek here really quick. They had St. Thomas over Seattle. It's not a winner. In the NBA, where we go here? The NBA, they had the Suns, they had the Sixers, and they had the Pistons. Suns at 8, they had plus 3.5. Nope, sorry. Well, my days are all screwed up. Pistons won by 13. They did not cover the 19.5. The Sixers did cover. I know that. Nope. Sorry. They covered the under. And the Suns. Here come the Suns. Suns didn't cover. Tough day for the Sharps yesterday. Detroit, Washington under 232.5. Didn't cover there either. Got blasted in the NBA yesterday. They did. NHL. I always smile when that happens too. Things you like to see. The Canadiens and the Sharks were the NHL side of things for the sharp respected betting recap. There's Golaster, Liverpool scoring again. The under 4.5. Boy, now you got to look at 5.5, right? Under 4.5 sitting at plus 250 now. Anyhow, Mo Salah, of course, he's good for one. Everyone's putting him in tonight. The Islanders game went under. Sharps had the under in that spot there. Canadians and Sharks. I know the Sharks lost, and the Canadians won. There you go. So 2-1 day in the NHL. They got blanked in the NBA. They only had one play in college. They lost that play. I'll tell you this, though. There is an early spot that came out last night for tomorrow. I'll tease that for you guys. Let's go. 9 Legacy giving us the paid in full parlay. Shout out to Nicholas Handy in the house. Here's the paid in full parlay of the day. The Dallas Mavericks, the Pelicans, Kent State, Dayton, all on the spread. Best bet, Colorado State, 6.5 in the Lakers money line. Peter Gracia, he's checking in. He says, hit the button. It's the least you can do for all this great info. Appreciate that, my dude. Shout out to Tech Styles is here rocking with us. Gary Davis says, I was on Miami O plus 8.5 at open, but I haven't heard a soul on Smooth. I hate being in that spot. That is true. That's where I think we got to look at the data. So, I don't know. Does it matter as much? I don't know. That's a tricky spot, man. I know that. I know I've got a sharp look on that, but we'll talk about that side. We'll dig in. Under 4.5 is plus 2. Wow. What are they saying? It's going to end right at 5? Okay. Kelly V's checking in. Clippers, New Orleans, teaser, Atlanta minus 3.5. Under Clippers, Under Clippers, New Orleans, teaser, Atlanta minus 3.5. I'm excited. You guys can almost sort of maybe see what's going on behind me. got the background. I just got to add the lighting. I should be able to get rid of this fucking green screen. Pain in the nuts. I think it looks pretty good. I think it came out pretty good here. Anyhow, let's get to work. We got plenty to do tonight. Never enough time to do it. Kelly B loves the under in the Clippers game. I was going to get ready to turn the changer la chanel. No. Penguins and the Carolina Hurricanes will get this game fired up here, get us moving in the right direction, and then get us onto some winning row out there. Give you guys some time to. I stopped in and stock up the meat for the grill, even though it snowed yesterday. Got some burgers, got some sausages, got some steaks, got some. I stopped and got a corned beef too. What the fuck? You know, hermetically sealed and ready to go. I'm ready to. It's going to be a. Well, it makes sense. March Madness, man. You got to have plenty. I only hear that. The grease is dropping off the meats onto the grill. Lets me know spring is in the air. The Penguins will go to Stuart Skinner. Seems still weird to me to say that for the Penguins here. The Carolina Hurricanes are going to go to Frederik Andersen. I haven't seen this fucking guy in, I don't know. Brandon Boosie's been the guy that they've been going to, 27-year-old. But he sucked donkey nuts. And that has been enough to give Frederik Andersen to plug back in as they get rolling. So Andersen winning despite playing poorly. He's got almost a 3 goals against average. Got to flip that switch. But listen, 5 games since the Olympic break, he's 4-1. Got to respect the 4-1. Stuart Skinner, on the other hand, Penguins have been finding themselves feisty, fiery. Skinner sucked. He was on a losing streak. Tough for this guy. I still believe the better of the trade from leaving the Edmonton Oilers. And now we see Draisaitl's out of there. So I go back to the age-old question. Does Connor McDavid win a Stanley Cup with Edmonton or anybody else? Anybody else is plus 120. It's moving. That being said, though, listen, he's been hovering around 90. I mean, he's been playing. Stuart Skinner is who he is, right? He's not like, remember when, was it Wedgwood? Who was the guy? I can't think of his, Black something. I don't know. Blackwood, I think it was, for the San Jose Sharks, gets traded to Colorado. And it's like, whoa, man, he wasn't a total bag. He just played for a crud team. Skinner's pretty much a bag, right? Now, Sidney Crosby comes back. A lot of people getting excited about the Crosby factor here. I believe when you've got the star player coming back, you know the deal. You fade him that first game out there. And look, we saw it yesterday. Leon Draisaitl's out. First game announced that he's out. Guess what? Edmonton fired on them. I thought when the Sharks tied it up 3-3 in the second period, I was like, here we go. And then bang, bang. Edmonton fires back and gets it done. So that being said, though, Carolina's got a history of making the Penguins their bitch. And that's something I don't want to get in the way of here, especially at a nice, reasonable price tag here. We got the Hurricanes. They come off a loss. But I mentioned the domination, the dominant fashion that Carolina likes to play them Penguins in here. And, look, Hurricanes as a home favorite against the East are 85-30. That's the dominance of a playoff expectation for a playoff team to go out there and whoop ass, put that boot right to the ass. As home favorites against the Metropolitan Division, they're 51-14. And look, put them in that small price tag where people might go, this line's a little trappy, right? Like, because kind of at first glance, kind of a little trappy, right? Kind of first glance. Well, listen, I'm here to tell you, take advantage, because despite the fact it's come down from 192 to 140, when you put them in this price tag here between minus 140 and minus 210, the Hurricanes, specifically against the Penguins, have won 9 straight times. It's happened 9 times over 19 years. And every single time it's happened, the Carolina Hurricanes have gotten the win out there. So that will be the way that I am looking to get paid. Now I got to go back to Aho. Jerry Davis says Blackwood playing like shit right now. Yeah, no, I get it. But my point was last season, right? No, I thought it was Blackwood. I don't know why it's based on that. Jerry Davis says, like Kelly, I think Mavs keep it close. I think the Mavs get blown out. Jerry Davis says, I think the Clippers game has moved 6 points to the over. That is almost an auto under bet. Kelly V says, Pens and Carolina switch venues in a few days. Sid returns. Svechnikov. Anytime goal. I know Mikey likes Aho. Yeah. I'm going to go back to him after screwing me yesterday. Cardio game last night. I like that. Okay, so that's game one. Let's go on to game number 2. We're going to talk a little bit about the Devils and the Rangers. Look, Rangers suck at home. Devils haven't been doing very well, but this is a tricky line. It's come down on the favorite, but gone up on the dog. So bear that in mind as you're evaluating this spot there. Obviously at the Garden. And in all intent and purpose, I mean, look, the Rangers were on a nice winning streak after they dump Praire, and that seems like that's the case. When teams kind of say like they're sellers, all of a sudden they start popping, right? Because you think about it, you bring young guys in that maybe didn't get second or third line exposure. Now their ice time, their minutes go up a little bit. Those guys aren't sellers. They're trying to earn contracts. And that's what we saw with the Rangers up until the Los Angeles Kings were bouncing back off a strange loss themselves. The New Jersey Devils, back-to-back wins. They did beat them LA Kings. They did score 4 goals against Boston. So interesting note to see that the puck's finding the back of the net. I don't know how much I believe in that sustainability, but I'll tell you this. I'm going to go with goals tonight because of what I just talked about. The 6-goal explosion against the Kings, 4 more against Boston. Devils are rounding themselves into maybe a potential playoff shaping team. Rangers, again, because of what I talked about with the youth, they don't care that the team's selling. They're not selling. Jonathan Quick, Jacob Markstrom's the goalie analysis. It fits the criteria. Both these guys are north of a 3 goals against average. They've gone to Markstrom a ton. 9 times in their last 10 games since the Olympic break. So are the wheels falling off? I don't know. They're desperate. They're looking in to the wild card spot. So, listen, New Jersey, New York, they just scored 9 goals 2 weeks ago when these two teams played. So I'm going to take a shot. I know that we look at Shesterkin and good season-ish. 22, 13, and 6 with Shesterkin, but this pile of dong comes in here. Jonathan Quick, 4, 15, and 2. Jesus. But he had a good shot the last time. Now, here's the thing for me. 4-0 shutout win over the Calgary Flames. It was the Flames. Also want to fade a dude off a shutout. I got to go to the over. I got to look for goals in this game here. You get a 6. Put a 6 in your back pockets. I think that makes a lot of sense when you look at the way the NHL is playing out here right now. Taking the over 6. Catch up. I mean, look, I like the 6 because of the push, the proverbial push. You can catch like a plus 105 on the other side of things here, but that's the way I want to get paid. That's the way I choose to go to the window. Tottenham, let's Atletico Madrid score a goal. Shitbags. Okay. Last game on the card in the NHL. I'm taking the bounce back revenge spot. I know. Is it to me, we were on Colorado against Dallas. Felt like the right side to be on. Dallas had all those home wins in a row, and it was like, oh, man. Shout out to Jay Peasy. LA to the Bay, baby. We were just talking about that, my dude. Jerry Davis says, I bet Penn's puck line at even money yesterday. Yeah. Irish King, best 3 goal scorers tonight. I'll give you one. Kelly V says they just played in Jersey, scored first plus over. Hughes over 1.5 points. Shout out to Jay Peasy. Papa Ricky's here. He says Rangers, when played as a dog last 5 years, are losing by 3 goals. Previous game, 15-3 straight up. Does that mean it's a Ranger spot? I don't like those tri-state area battles. The Islanders, the Penguins, and I'm sorry, the Islanders, the Devils, and the Rangers. That little tri-state battle royale always gets coin flippy. They see each other so much. And, anyhow. That be the way it goes. Let's talk about this last game on the card here. And yeah, I talked about it, the bounce back revenge situation. I want to take the plus money side here. Jake Ottinger. There's Wedgwood. Just talked a little bit about Wedgwood. It's that kind of slumping situation. We see Colorado had such a terrific start. The pendulum had to swing back the other way at some point here, but this is a big game. I think these teams splitting these two spots makes a lot of sense. Wedgwood's been playing fantastic since he's a 2.23 goals against average. That's one of the best, top 5 in the NHL right now. But he's a 1.26 goals against average in his 5 starts since the Olympic break. So playing great, now even better on home ice. But he came in as the backup against the Dallas Stars last time out. Did all right. I think Dallas was just done at that point. In any event, listen, bounce back situation, double bounce back, not just against the Colorado Avalanche, but first regulation loss in 16 games for the Dallas Stars the other day. So 14-1-1. That's not like, how we talk about a team that wins their 9th. They had a 9-game losing streak. They finally snapped the streak, or they had a 4-game losing streak and they finally snapped it. That's not what's going on here. Dallas is built to fuck. And fuck they shall. And I think tonight's a situation where we see Ottinger only loss in 12 starts was a 5-4 shootout loss to Colorado. Add that for triple revenge now. Trying to bounce back against Colorado. The goalie lost in a shootout, and they had just lost that monster, 14-game, 15-game, 16-game regulation loss streak. So for all those reasons, Colorado's not scoring either. They've been outscored 10-3 in their last 2 games, as if you needed a little extra medicine in there to help it go down nicely. But that's the way I'm going after it, you guys. Dallas Stars tonight. Robert McCormick in the house. What up, Bobby Mack? Going to move into some college hoops. Let me get things situated here for some college hoops. Prairie View Lehigh kicks us off 6:40 p.m. play-in game. 49% of the bets. What a heartbreaker, man, last night. What was even more heartbreaking than taking the loss is giving me hope at the end. Being down 2 points with 9 seconds to go. Oh, my God. UMBC taking mighty balls to the chin. Unfortunately, mighty balls to the chin is UMBC's new name out there. No. I almost tweeted. I stopped. Because I saw the UMBC team talking about how they're getting tweets about people saying how bad they are and how pissed they were just hazy. It was haze. It was hate coming across Twitter. And I almost responded to something about the burner accounts must be on fire tonight because, they're talking, they're like, you're messaging a fake account managed by a content creator that has nothing to do with the game. I just thought it was funny. This shit to bed, and you're in a social media age. So you're going to have to own it a little bit. So in any event here, certainly surprised about Texas coming through as well, but Prairie View and Lehigh. The tricky spot. This line opened at 2.5. It's moved to 3s, 3.5s out there. 49% of the bets, 53% of the cash. The totals come down 6 points. It's got 87% of the bets and 82% of the cash on the over. And, this is one of those situations where we saw dogs firing yesterday. I know every day is a separate kind of siloed process here, but I like Prairie View. I'm going to take the points. Lehigh 0-12 after a 9 or more point win. They beat Boston in the Patriot League Championship by 14 points. this qualifies. Not only does it qualify, when they lose, they're losing by 8.2, right in the old Rolodex. In fact, their average line in those situations are 3.8. So plus 3.8. They're minus 3.5. That's 7 points. And they're losing by 8. They should get shit stomped out of them tonight, Lehigh, is my assessment in that process. Now, it's not just Lehigh getting the shit stomped out of them, but flip side of things here, it's a play on spot in the other side of the house. Prairie View 15-0. If the opponent won their last game. Average number they're taking 10.9. They're winning by 8.9. They're winning out. They're 7-8 on the money line. So I'm gonna take Prairie View. Prairie View to open things up, get us moving in the right direction for college hoops here. The 6:40 p.m. special. I know it's a little bit of a robbery for Navy not to be able to move on, but hell of a season for Navy, man. It's like Miami O, you know. The difference for Miami O, despite not playing anybody, is they're in the playing game. Navy, you played in the Patriot League. You didn't play anybody in your conference, and you didn't play anybody out of your conference. So it makes a little bit of sense. Nasty Nate's checking in with the old Celtics smash. Jerry Davis says stars 3 goals, plus 110. Looks nice. Big Crypto gave you the best bet on Howard UMBC game yesterday when I said Howard team total over 72.5. Jay Peasy. You know what I'm saying, Jay Peasy. Irish King says Dallas, Colorado, both teams to score 3. It's an interesting look. Wyatt Johnston, anytime goal, sure. Big Crypto thinks it's going to Lehigh. Jerry Davis says Prairie View's defense and athletes going to have Lehigh feeling like they in a straitjacket. I hope so. All right. Navy is the spot for me in this next game. And it just feels like it's too many points. I mean, are they that bad? I guess that's what we're going to find out. This line opened at 11.5, though. It has come down to 9.5. It's NIT. We always try to, like we talked about yesterday with the who cares about this game situation. I think Navy does. Postseason opportunity for Navy. I don't see those very often. They're probably disappointed, but they're still professionals. They're midshipmen. They're not just phoning it in. And does Wake Forest give a shit? That's the question. The totals come up a point from 147.5 to 148.5. You got a 500 Wake Forest team laying a 10-pack. They're 8-11 against the spread at home. Navy's 10-4 against the spread on the road. I guess we'll see how they match up, because when I was looking at this one here, I'll give the rebound advantage to Navy. So they're going to get more second chance opportunities. The challenge here is Wake Forest likes to shoot threes. And if they get rolling, I mean, they're shooting them. They're averaging almost 10 more threes a game than Navy. The rebounds are where the difference lies for me. And that's why I think Navy comes out there and finds a way to get it done. The grimy fouls, they do average 18.5 fouls a game versus 14.3 on the Navy side of things. So a little bit of the X's and O's here, or the stats that kind of help me evaluate this decision-making process here. But I just think the motivated spot, taking a spot with Navy, they lost to Boston U, but Boston U went all the way, except for losing to Lehigh. So, I think this team wants to bounce back a little bit. Don't forget, down the stretch, everyone was starting to fade Navy. Fade them. And everyone knows Navy's winning. They're not winning. Dude, they were beating everybody up. Covering spreads galore until the final 2 games. So, yeah, the step up in competition concerns me a little bit. But, shit, even though they were losing, they were favorites in those spots out there. And now you're going to go and swing them 20, 25 points and make them a plus 10. I'm going to take Navy. I'm going to get paid with some Navy here in the NIT. Jerry Davis, Mikey. Sam Houston has 2 opt-outs, but 12 still too many. For Sammy Hugh against New Mexico. Jerry Davis's Navy disrespect. I'm on spread and Wake Forest. And I'm going to sprinkle the money line too with Navy. Fuck it. Wouldn't mind seeing them beat up Wake Forest. Wake Forest is a bunch of bitches. Remember a couple years ago, they were playing, I think it was playing Syracuse, if I'm not mistaken, and the playbook got compromised, and they were crying about it, like they stole our playbook. Fuck you. There it is. Both teams to score in the Bayern Munich game. Both teams to score plus 155 cashes before the show is finished. Atalanta punches one home. We grab a winner. Now let's see if we can keep this. See if we can keep this Liverpool game under 4.5. Cash that plus 255 too. That's what we're doing here, boys and girls. That feels good. Soccer was good to us today. Okay. Sorry for you guys catching on the replay because gave out some live spots. I always like to try, especially if there's some afternoon action. You guys can expect me to try to fire off a little live playage out there. Sammy Hugh and New Mexico. I was looking at this. I was like, when was the last time anybody's seen a pencil? But I was doing some construction. 41:45 for the timestamp. We're looking at New Mexico. Listen, respect to our guys there that are talking about it being too many points here, but you're going to be at the pit. Sam Houston getting 12.5 points says they ain't shit. 71% of the bets, but 59% of the cash. So there's some respected money coming in on the Lobos. I think it makes sense because, we talked about it being one of the hardest places to play. We talked about the schedule that the conference runs itself out there, the teams that they're playing, Utah State, San Diego State, Colorado State, battle tested. Now listen, Sammy Hughes playing teams like Kennesaw, the New Mexico Hot Tamales, Delaware, Liberty, Missouri. I mean, stop it. This is a big step up in class. The line's telling you it's a step up in class. And I think New Mexico runs these boys out the motherfucking gym. I don't think it's disappointment that they're not. I mean, yeah, they certainly probably had higher expectations, New Mexico, and trying to be there. But, dude, you're playing a team that's got not only the edge across the board primarily, they shoot more threes. They're at home on top of that, which is going to be a problem. It's your home gym. We know Sam Houston can be turnover prone in a shitty conference. That's not a good thing. I just think this line's telling you guys, you know what? New Mexico comes in. Now, what does New Mexico do? I think New Mexico is one of them teams that's on pace to win the NIT. They had a tough year. But they can score with the best of them. And I don't think Sam Houston qualifies as the best of them. And the problem I have with this one with Sammy Houston is they are 12-5 against the spread. But you talk about the opt-outs. That kind of puts me in the question mark. The question mark to me is, how much do they really care? They got players opting out, and it's Sam Houston. And I get that they're not like that this year, but, it's not that they're not like that this year, Jerry Davis. To me, it's more of a reflection of the rest of the conference got significantly better. You lose Patino. I mean, think about it. It was a coaching turnover season. Right? So your home court advantage is still a home court advantage, especially when you're playing a team like Sam Houston. So we'll see if they travel. But with the opt-outs, to me, it's just like we talked about with the Kings showing us the buy sign. New Mexico showing us the sell sign. So that's not to get overly in the weeds with it, but I do want to talk a little bit about this second play-in game because this one looks like it should be some fun too. And we'll see. Good luck to you guys if you're on the other side of that one. But Smoo in Miami, oh man, what do you do? How do you go? I think this is a really compelling game. Not just because it's a play-in. It is steeped in storyline. Tottenham puts it in on top. Let's go. Oh man, it might be a full-fledged sweeper on the old UCL board today. And I gave you guys 2 live plays right here. In fact, if you'd taken Tottenham, I didn't see what they were live, but in fairness, I told you I was on Tottenham pregame. But then when they tied it up 2-2, I told you I was on Tottenham pregame. So anyways, I talked about Prairie View Prairie View's style is get in your face, and Lehigh kind of wants to, be methodical. They do make 36% of their threes, but I think that's a little bit of the pressure Prairie View potentially can give them enough to pull the upset disrespect here at the 3.5. This Miami O game, though, it looked at first like we're going to see a score fest. Points, and more points. Miami O, their field goal percentage, number 1 in the country. They pass. They take good shots. They don't make a lot of turnover mistakes. And SMU's a strong offensive team. SMU is the 3, right? Top 3-point shooting team in the country. One of them. Which can certainly create some problems. To me, it comes down to the threes and the fouls. So I'm looking at this game, though, and I'm thinking SMU definitely has a size advantage. Miami O has been kind of tucked away in that MAC, and you've heard a lot of people talking about how people didn't want to play Miami O in the MAC, and it's not so much that they didn't want to. It's not that they were scared, I think, of Miami, Ohio. Maybe to some degree. I just don't think they want to fucking play the home and home travel to Miami, Ohio, right? So Miami getting a return, listen. I think this one comes down to defense. To me, this is like the NC State Texas game. SMU's defense hasn't been consistent enough. Well, that kind of felt like Texas, right? They do possess the length and athleticism edge. So Miami, not the biggest thing that they do. They don't allow a lot of runs because they rebound the ball. And so I like this game to go under the number. I think we got to get ourselves a good little look here. Now, overtime scares the shit out of me in this game because it just kind of has that rock fight feel to it, doesn't it? When you look at these two teams and the way they're going to go about business. I'll tell you this. Neutral sites, high totals, the dog, 208 and 97. It's cashed 9 straight times. That's a little Miami O look. And that's kind of where I'm inclined to look here. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to look at Miami. I think Miami O's pissed. And they're mad. No, I know they're mad. I know they're mad because of what happened with UMass, but it's never easy to play a team like 3 times, right? In conference play. They kind of figured you out at that point. So, the tournament, I don't know. I like this game to go under the number. I'm going to take the under 163.5. I think it is going to be that defensive showdown. And I think the fact that we got a mediocre team that likes to shoot the 3, going to go to a neutral site in a big arena, it's going to be cavernous. It's going to be a slow game. So what do you guys think about that? Let's go. Drew Scolosis here. He's checking in. He likes Dallas, Colorado over. J-Man likes Dallas, Colorado over 6.5. J-Man says UPenn McNeese Nova first half unders, full game covers. Let's talk some player props really quick here. I don't know how we started running so long. Maybe it's because I was talking a little bit about some of those soccer plays, maybe I got off the tangent about the old school, new school thinking process. Listen, try to be an innovator. I try to keep, there it is, full cash, both teams to score. Barron gets it done. Congratulations if you guys tailed me at the start of the show. Plus 155, $1.55. I'm taking Alex Ovechkin to score a goal this evening. I know that they have kind of shown their cards and that they don't care, but Ovechkin still does care. They're spreading minutes around a little bit more, which concerns me. But he's still a top line center or a top line player. He still plays on the top overall. He's got 2 goals and 2 assists in his last 10 games played, and he's still leading the team in shooting over that 10-game sample. So he ain't done yet. There's Tottenham for the official W as well. So since he ain't done, I ain't done. I'm going to take him, and I got him at a plus 210. So give me some Alex Ovechkin goal scoring action here tonight to open up the player prop window. Let's see. Let me take a look at what you guys can find right now here. Player prop, Alex Ovechkin popping a goal. DraftKings got him down to plus 190. I'm sorry, FanDuel has bet. Oh, there's a bunch of 195s out there. Jesus, can you imagine if you had to take a plus 163? It's like 30%. There's a plus 205. There they are. DraftKings leading the charge. So that's going to be the first play I've got for you guys in the player prop segment. We're making money in these player props. So I don't have the cute dissection like I did the other day here, because some of the guys that I was looking at, you guys want another one? Let me look. It's in the big game. I always like getting involved in the big games when it comes to the NHL. Not so much in college hoops. It's never been my thing. Let's see. What's the point price I can give you on? Yeah. Let's take a look here. Just looking. I want to give you guys a good, silky, smooth player prop. Try not to be biased. Try not to be Olympic team biased here. I don't know. I'll flag it. I'll put a check in it here. Let's keep the show moving here. We're running behind. I'll give you guys in the NBA. Give you a little spot. Listen. I'm going to go Luka double, I think, in the NBA. I like Marcus Smart over 2.5 assists. First of all, we'll get that out of the way. 2.5 assists. Part of the reason I like that is because we talked yesterday about the Luka debauchery, right? The Luka custody battle. He's been on absolute fire. We talked about my girl, Madeline Klein. I wish she was my girl. Anyhow, I think they dished the ball around here. Liverpool scores. We cashed the under 4.5. Let's go. That's like 4 units right there. Let's go. The shit is real, man. Shit is real. Damn, that feels good. Get it in there. Get it live with you guys, too. That's the even better part. Yeah, I'm going to take the Luka double. It's plus 110 as well. So I got a couple plays for you guys in this game here. Marcus Smart over 2.5 assists is plus 132. And the Luka double. What did I say it was? Whoops. Plus 110. There you go. So I only got one for you guys in the NHL, but was able to come through, give you guys 2 in the NBA. Same game on top of that. Same game parlay in the makings. Jerry Davis says Lehigh is loose with the ball and not good against Prairie View. Jay Main says Scoot versus bad teams over 13.5 points. Big Crypto like Smooth over Miami O because of a couple of reasons. What are they? The solutions here, he says, let's go. Nathan Cerna's looking for the Hammercock lock. Let's go. Young Native. What's a good MLB game pick today? Tigers? I didn't spend a lot of time looking at the board for baseball today. Full disclosure, I don't just want to give you something to give you something. Nathan Cerna says UNM team total over. Big Crypto says early game tomorrow, 12-5 seed. I like Vanderbilt. LA Elvis says Luka the Don. Jerry Davis says Mikey playing Johnston plus 165, and he likes a little first goal scorer. And Big Crypto likes Vandy to win and cover the point spread. I think so. Unofficial, I think so. An unofficial nod to it. All right, last 2 spots for you. We'll talk sharp perspective betting, and we'll put the bow on the show and get everybody out the dope. How about that? Fairness. I told you guys from a Blazers perspective. Jerry Davis playing Houston, immediate revenge. I have Houston to win one of my brackets, my big bracket. I don't think I'm going to change it. I like Houston facing Arizona. I like them. I like Houston beating Florida. And because I think Houston beats Florida, they get to face Arizona in the revenge from the end of the season. Teams under 500, favored by double digits, have kicked the snot out of the books. That is what the NBA has shown us. Winning 11 straight times. Don't see it very often. Bad teams, big spreads. When they say the books are telling you something, they're not lying. And you got a tankathon here with the Pacers. 46% of the bets, but 50% of the cash have come in on the Trail Blazers. They're dominant against the Central Division. They're 7-3 over their last 10. The Eastern Conference, they're 122-99. So I'm going to take them on the road. How about this one? Trailblazers, put them on the road against the Central Division. They are 14-0. And they're the sub 500 team with double-digit favorites. Absolutely, it's a Portland Trailblazers fire-up spot. Jordy Fuentes says, Money Mike, what you think about the Clippers? I like the Clippers tonight. I'm on the Clippers tonight. Small little play. I like the LA combo. That for me is the spot that I really like tonight. Jerry Davis says, Rockets, Mikey. You're a Rocket man? You're a Rocket man. I get down with Houston. If you ask me which one of the two Texas teams would I get, I like the Lakers, man. I told you the problem I have for the Rocket, yes, revenge, but the custody battle, Luka custody battle. There's 6-0 since the Luka custody battle. They ain't fucking around. They ain't trying to find out. Gary Davis likes Idaho team total under 50. I mean, I look at the whole board. So you guys want to spitfire some. I didn't look at the baseball board today. Sorry. I should have. Shame on me. I was driving around. Jazz and TWolves to finish her off. We'll talk sharp respected betting. We'll put the show on the show. Oh, shit. I missed what time Hopefully you guys enjoy the pain in the ass that is timestamps, that are timestamps here. I went to this game here, Jazz and Timberwolves. I mean, it should be a Jazz spot. The line opened at 12.5. It's moved to some 13.5s. But they're giving us a high total. They're showing us their ass when it comes to this number, and I'm going to take this over. Big favorites, the over. Because it should be a Jazz spot, the Jazz cover that big number. I think the Timberwolves go out early. The Jazz are chasing them down the whole game, doing everything they can to lose this thing by 7 points at the end. So I'll take the over 229.5. It's come down 2 points. We know that the NBA has been an under festival here, but the Jazz as dogs, you give them 2 or 3 days rest, they're 39-13 to the over. So they can put some points up. If they scored 126 or more, they're 136-92 to the over on top of that. So they're not entirely checked. Checkmate anyways, but I'm going to play the over in that spot. Young Native says Rudy Gobert back in Utah. That's a good angle. You know, those angles I like a lot. Although Panarin didn't get us there the other day for the Rangers and Kings game. But I like that one, Young Native. Jerry Davis, or Kelly V says, Jordy, love under Clippers game. How did I get Jerry Davis out of anything that was typed in there? Sorry. Because I was looking at him here. The Jazz first quarter plus 3.5 and first half plus 8.5. He likes the Jazz, keeping it tight. Textiles with me doesn't like the MLB slate today. Well, it's not that I didn't like it. I just didn't look at it. I got burned yesterday on that over 8.5 in the USA. Did not go all the way. I did think they had class and style as they came out there with them jerseys. Let's talk sharp, respected betting. And we'll get you guys up and out of here. Again, just a little weather vein as to where the information's coming in by the books that are tracking their in-house big bettors. And I subscribe to get access to the information. I told you guys there's one play that's coming out. It's for tomorrow. It's St. Louis against Georgia. So keep that in mind as you're looking at the college basketball card, the sharp, respected information. This came in yesterday, by the way. So they've been banging away for 2 days on St. Louis. Expect that line to potentially move. SMU Miami, Ohio is the only spot tonight. They've got the total. They looked at the under in college hoops. We roll into the NBA. They've got the Trailblazers minus 13.5. They've got the Indiana-Portland game under 234.5 as well. They really like what they see there. Couple reverse line movement spots. They've got Golden State, Boston under, OKC, Brooklyn under, Indiana, and Portland under 234.5. Then we move over to the NHL. They fired up on the Penguins. They fired up on the under, and the Capitals and Senators 6. They fired up on the over, and the Penguins and Carolina over 6.5. So by far, they're having their best season in the NHL. We're having a really good NHL. I mean, they went on that. They're having a good season in the NBA, but not, I mean, the NHL's like 10x, and they're struggling across college basketball. So totals have been on fire in college basketball. That's what I can give you guys for my assessment. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Good luck with your betting action. Make sure you like, retweet, leave a comment for me. I appreciate the comments. We need more comments, you guys. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do so for me before you leave out there. It's a courtesy. I ask you, we're up 12.4 units this week. Do me a favor, hit the like button, smash it, check back in tomorrow, 5 p.m. pregame, and I'll be rocking and rolling. Jerry Davis says Caps home under, still a thing. I like the under, especially on the 6 here, Jerry Davis. That's the way I'll leave you guys. Closing thoughts.